But in New Zealand, they not only studied green roofs, they studied green roofs so much, and their climate, particularly in Auckland, is so similar to that of pretty much like eastern North Carolina, that all of their research is basically finding its way into the state's B&P design manual. So keep in mind that part of my job as I go overseas is picking up people that are doing great things, so we don't have to repeat we don't have to recreate that wheel. All right, and that's exactly the case here. And Annette Lucas is getting close to releasing the Green Roof chapter for you all to look at. But it's based on all this work that's been done in New Zealand. In Sweden, we've been able to start working with the Swedes on green infrastructure, constructed stormwater wetlands. And we're looking specifically at carbon sequestration in their systems and comparing them to ours, which is kind of neat. Australia, they also look at really big devices, including the largest bioretention cell that I've ever seen researched. We have a couple of big ones here. A lot of people wonder, how big can bioretention get? Well, there are people, Australians are looking at. They also look at small-scale bioretention cells. Those, in fact, are garbage cans. They refer to them as wheelie bins there. And that is where a lot of the Australian media research took place. Meaning, can I put this type of phosphorus-based soil in here, iron-based soil, get phosphorus out? And that is where this occurred. In fact, a good chunk of what happens in Australia is so that this model, this computer simulation model called music, gets fed. I've never seen it anywhere else, nowhere else in the world is it like this, where there's this model that predicts, basically, where's Hunter? Okay, Hunter, tomorrow you're going to see this thing about the storm easy. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully all of you will be back to see tomorrow. So we have a model that's going to basically be used across the state. Well, in Australia, there is a model they try to use across Australia, and it's called music. All right? And if you knew the guy that created this, you would understand that's why he calls it music. He's an interesting fella, Tony Wong. And basically the research they do all goes into feeding this model to make this model work better. And that's why they've basically gotten sold on the fact that bioretention is a good technique, and they just research bioretention, I mean, unbelievably so, more so than any other university in the world, just because they're trying to feed this model, which is